no one can be more far away than you are, especially in the Crypt division and everything. So, you have nothing to worry about. Your confidence will be maintained. I don't care what happens with your team, your confidence will be maintained. And you've got a good team. And it's man-made. That is a man's team. That, like, the team you drafted is a veteran team. Hold on. I'm about to use the restroom real quick. I gotta go. Okay, so to touch up on your team, Jared, that's a veteran drafted team. That is a veteran drafted team. That's a grown man's team. That's a team that was well crafted by a crafty manager. And people weren't scared of it before the league, but that's a good team. And that's to give you there. So for team number 2, it is Ouchtown Population U. That is just a team that just produces. No one knows why. They're very similar. Like, I think Travis's team might be more scary than team 2 and 3, which is Bud and Jared. But crazy stat, over the past 3 weeks, no one has scored more points than Bud. All these rankings you can look up, you can fact it, but no, that's the truth. Over the past 3 weeks, no one has scored more points than Bud. That's always there at number 2. He sustained that this year, and it doesn't seem like he's going to slow down. His depth isn't bad. What to write down about him? And he just scores them points. He's a shoo-in as well. Like, there's things that are happening for him that are going to continue to happen for him with his players and his ranking and his schedule from here on out. He is just a number 2 team that is just putting in that work. Like I said, over the past 3 weeks, over the past 3 weeks, no one scored more points than him. No one scored more points. Andy is number 2 over the past 3 weeks. Andy's number 2. And those are 2 people who didn't even show up for the draft. And That's honestly crazy. That's honestly amazing that over the past 3 weeks, Andy and Bud are the two highest scoring teams in the league. They say they don't watch. They probably don't. And that's okay. That's okay. This isn't for everybody, but hopefully it doesn't. And honestly, I'm rooting for one of them to win. Like, I don't want anyone to win twice more than I've won once. Like that, like as selfish and stupid as that is, like I don't want that. I don't think anyone would want that. I'm on the same page as everyone else, even people with championships, which means a lot. Which means a lot. Apart from the money, I think this is a league to brag about. You can brag about, if you win this league, you can brag about this to every one of your friends. You can brag about this to anyone, but it's not going to mean more than to brag about it amongst the rest of us 12, because we are the men. We are the men. Everyone who's in this league is better in their other leagues because they are in this league. And I'll finish up. I'll finish up on rank 2. So I'll go to team number 1. The Green Bowl Packers, who are ranked number 1. A team who's looked good all year. A team who has looked good all year. But a team who's overrated. I'll say this, CJ, you're number 1, and as weird as that sounds, because you are the ranked number 1 right now, but as of right now, you're the most overrated team in the league. Over the past 3 weeks, you've scored the fifth most points in the past 3 weeks. And I really try to go with an analytics with this. And that means a lot. With that being said, your team's number 1 right now. And with that being said, it's probably not, it might not be justified. You might not be the best team in the league. I mean, Tyreek Hill's your best player? I mean, could you imagine what your team would look like if you didn't have Tyreek Hill, the number 1 receiver? Thank God he's got the number 1 quarterback. But over the past 3 weeks, your team's the 5th highest scoring team. But and you're probable to drop. I don't know if here in 3 weeks I'll say that you're the number 1 team. I really don't think so. I know no one has more tricks up their sleeve than you in this league. And I know you won't like that, but I put the challenge on your shoulders. And the cool thing is I know you're up for that challenge. I know you're ready to take it on. And hold on just one second. But like I said, like where I left off, like CJ, I know you're up for that challenge because you are a good manager. You might be the strongest manager in this league. I might give you those props. When people talk about how good they are, people want to compare themselves to a team like you. And that's where I'll finish off. One thing that I will bring up before I finish is because I thought it was very interesting. When I went in to doing these power rankings this week, I really tried to go into stats and think about things within the past 3 weeks, which means a lot, which really does. It means a lot. So, here's where I was at when I was doing the analytics. Over the past 3 weeks, the 5th highest scoring team is CJ. Over the past 3 weeks, number 5, CJ. Number 4, Travis. At CJ was at 313 over the past 3 weeks. Travis, you over the past 3 weeks are at 327. Those are you and CJ are two people who I've put at 1 and 2 all year. Then at team number 3 is Jared. You have scored 333. That's another person who I put you, Travis, and I put Jared, Travis, and CJ top 3 over the past few weeks. But 2 people who weren't there, and everybody say happy birthday for my boy and say congratulations to my other boy over the past 3 weeks. And it's just a crazy coincidence is that the 1 and 2 over the past 3 weeks, the highest scoring teams over the past 3 weeks, teams 1 is Bud at 348. No, I'm sorry. At number 2 is 334. In the past 3 weeks is Team McCoppin, they got those points. That's the second highest scoring team over the past 3 weeks is Team Andy. You can check out his roster, you can see what it's about to do, whatever. But team number 1 over the past 3 weeks is Bud. Over the past 3 weeks, Bud has scored the most points. You can see what I have here. I have this, and I have embarrassing, this week's notes. That's the past 3 weeks. If you can see all that, that's how you can hit pause and read it. And that's what happened the past 3 weeks. Well, after all that concludes my week whatever rankings. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. This has been my longest rankings of the year, but I enjoy doing them, and I hope you enjoy watching. So, good luck.